Welcome to the First United Spiritual Church of our morning Sunday service, February the 6th. And my name is Darlene, and I'll be your chair this morning. And it's my great pleasure to introduce Reverend Alan Jean Fike, that many of you know. And they've been regular speakers at FUSC since 2018. And we also thank Al, who's been our president the last few years, and it's going on his 4th year as our president of the church. And Al is also a trance medium, and he's very instrumental in channeling celestial and bright angels and galactic brothers and sisters of the universe recently. And if you're interested in reading any of these messages, you can look at the website www.soultruth.ca, or you could also go to their foundation. Al and Jean are founders of the Divine Love Sanctuary Foundation. And you can check that out through Google Divine Love Sanctuary Foundation or www.divinelevesanctuary.com. And they've been practicing their prayer practice of divine love and their spiritual journey for over 45 years. And we're grateful for their contributions to FUSC and sharing their light, their wisdom, and the many truths that they have found on their spiritual journeys. They're also avid travelers and have traveled over the world, 60 countries, and there's probably more than that since I've last checked. So this is a very interesting service that you've come to today, that you will hear more about that after a few of our announcements. But at this point, we're going to have an opening song that has been chosen by Jean, and then after that, she will say our opening prayer. So if you'll just bear with me a moment, I'll just get that ready for us. Thank you.
Kind of disappeared, didn't she?
I'm so glad I'm not responsible for the technology. Darlene, we can't see you or hear you.
There we are.
Yay!
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Get rough, and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your
Oh, great Spirit, our Creator, we come to you this beautiful day for your healing, to lay our troubles down before you and ask for your blessing of love and light and healing. In this conditions of the world that we find ourselves in, with so much suffering and pain and anguish and turmoil and war, oh, we come to you and offer up our prayers for your deep, deep healing of our planet and every creature in this world, ourselves, beginning with each one of us here, our loved ones, our families, our friends, our communities, all the creatures of the world, the waters, the sky, the air we breathe, the earth, our precious Mother Earth that has suffered by the hands of humanity for centuries, who cries out in anguish. We offer up our healing prayers for our beloved Mother Earth and all of us here. We thank you for sending your angels to be with each one of us today in our prayers and supplications. And may each one of us be open to the deep love and healing that you intend for all of us. We thank you, and we send to you all our love. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much for the beautiful opening prayer, Jean. And here at the First United Spiritualist Church, we have 7 principles: the fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, the communion of spirits, and the ministry of angels, the continuous existence of the soul, personal responsibility, compensation and retribution for all good and evil deeds done on earth. Eternal progress is open to every human soul. And here at the First United, we have embraced a quote that was channeled by a British medium from Maurice Barbanel from the entity Silver Birch. Our allegiance is not to a creed, not to a book, not to a church, but to the great spirit of life and its eternal natural laws. This morning, we're just readjusting our schedule a little bit to clear the way for Al and Jane's service. And I'm going to share with you just our calendar of what's coming up at FUSC. And this evening we have Ricky Avatan on our 7:30 service that you'd enjoy. Her subject is called The Vision. And on Tuesday at 7:30 till 8:30, we have a healing service with Noella G. And at 8:30 to 9:30, a development circle with Ziggy Zen. And our development circles, we ask for a $5 donation in that. And also on Thursday, we've got the Divine Love Sanctuary or Divine Love Circle with Raphael Legros and Divine Love Medium, Maureen Cordoso. And then the next Sunday services, we have the morning service with Elaine Somerville from the UK. And our evening service will be with Peggy Giesbrecht. And also to let you know, if you're interested, we have a general business meeting for the First United Spiritualist Church on Monday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. But if you would like to ever attend, you're welcome to attend as our guest, because we always welcome and would love new people and new lights to come into our community to work with us. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jean and Al. And I'd like to introduce, one important thing is their subject is very exciting today. It's experiences with psychic surgeons in the Philippines. So please send your light and love to them. Thanks a lot.
Yay! Thank you, Darlene. Thank you. And thank you for your beautiful welcome and all your kind words. Boy, she sure makes us sound good. If you only knew all our human frailties. But it is a great blessing to be here today, and our beloved First United Spiritualist Church that is now, thanks to COVID, spanning the globe. Boy, that's one benefit. It is awesome. Our dear brother Jimbo is here from Hawaii today, and many others from far off places. So thank you. We've decided to talk on our healing gifts today. And we were actually inspired a couple of weeks ago because we participated in a panel discussion on that very topic, sharing our healing gifts. And as Darlene mentioned, Al and I've been married over 45 years. And when I first met him, he told me the most fascinating stories of his experiences at the age of 23 with the psychic surgeons in the Philippines. And still today, even though I've heard these stories many times, I never tire of them. So I hope you'll enjoy them as much as I do. And we wanted to start off by acknowledging all the healers and the healing efforts that are going on at FUSC and all the networks associated with FUSC. The Healing Development Circle has been going on Tuesday nights for as long as I can remember, with too many amazing healers to even try and name some of them, many that we don't even know. And also there's a Facebook page called Divine Love Healers that was initiated by Lynn White and others. And my goodness, that group is so active, 132 members daily. So if you would like to post any prayer requests, that option is open to you. And there's healers from all around the world that are sending their loving energies. And then more recently, Raphael Legros, he's been inviting healers to sign up for a website just to let the public know when they're available to provide healing to others. And they've also organized free group healing at least twice a month, the first Saturday and I think the first Thursday, I'm not sure. But anyway, there are many growing, deep healing opportunities that I hope all of these opportunities are announced to anyone who's interested. It's just phenomenal what is going on and growing, strengthening by leaps and bounds. And if you'd like to participate in any of those opportunities, we'll make sure we get the information out to you. So we dedicate today to all the loving healers, beautiful souls. We selected, there were so many messages to choose from on healing. One of our guides, one of Al's main guides, Saretta Kemp, he lived over 4,000 years ago, and he's an extraordinary healer, so humble. He said not too long ago that he's still learning. So that's pretty amazing. And Confucius is another healer that just is so high and brings so much. And there's, today we were told that each one of us here would have an angel praying with you. Of course, that's up to your free will. If you already have a healing guide that you're aware of, and but it's open. There will be an angel with each one of you today, especially as we pray. So you may silently wish just to open your heart, open your soul, and to receive, because the more love you receive in your soul, the more light you draw to yourself, the more you, each one of us, is being used to bring greater light in the world. So the message we chose was from Kia Atakem, and she was a princess in Egypt. She actually was one of 100 or more children of Ramses II. And she is a very high, bright, and beautiful spirit. And so her message was received through Al in 2017. And I'm just going to read parts of it. I am Kia Atakem. I lived in the times of Ramses II in Egypt many, many years ago. And now I am an inhabitant of the celestial kingdom. I wish to talk about the healing energies of God and how these energies can be recognized by their colors, beautiful colors. If you have the gift of sight, you may see these colors. Give me a wave if you see colors sometimes. Yes, I am always thrilled when I see the colors. So when God pours the color blue upon you, this benefits your mental condition and brings peace and calmness. For me, the hue is that I associate with that mental healing of those conditions is like the sky blue. That just, those many intensities, they come from a light blue to a very dark sapphire blue. The color of red, a very intense red, brings physical vitality. And I find myself unconsciously, sometimes when you really need extra energy and extra boost for something you've got going on, I'll just unconsciously wear something red. And then I notice it and I go, oh, I must have been influenced to do that or had an inner longing for it to help me. Kia says you may envision this red to come into your bodies to bring vitality and strength. And then the color green, I bet many of you are already aware of this, and its many different shades, brings healing to the body and the spirit body, helping to bring them into alignment. So the more our spirit body and our physical body and our souls are in alignment, then the more harmonious our condition is, and the more open we can be to the highest spiritual energies. It's so difficult. Our daily challenge living in this earth plane is the dark conditions, the heavy conditions of the world that we're born into, that have become a part of us. But if we can yearn and long and be consciously aware of praying and seeking, yearning for that higher condition above those earth conditions, then asking for your spirit body and your soul to be in line with your highest thoughts and aspirations. This green color from spirit can really help with that. And Kia says, I suggest that you meditate upon this green color every day. There are many hues, combinations of colors. The white light brings spiritual awakening, and the golden light brings God's love into your souls. All of these beautiful colors come together to help each one of us. As you reach out to God, God's response is to respond with love and healing energies. That's how the Great Spirit, our Creator, communicates with us, is through the healing and loving energies, pouring them upon us, bringing us peace, bringing love, enveloping us in light, light dancing and moving together, creating many different hues and colors. So beautiful. As you open yourselves to these blessings, so each part of you will respond and be uplifted, and the angels stand beside you, helping to focus these beautiful blessings upon you. For there is much support that can be given by the angels of the celestial heavens and by the bright spirits in those spheres of spirit. It is most helpful when you sit in prayer and meditation, and your faith is so strong that the Creator will touch you in this way and bring loving light and healing blessings to you. For all of this is available. This bounty of blessings is available to all. But you must reach, my beloveds. You must desire this and take time for this to receive these gifts from God. I think we're all gifted many, many times, unawares, where we haven't been open and asking and praying. And so these are the beautiful gifts of the Spirit that are just freely given. But I do believe in these laws of creation that the law of desire. As we desire and open up, then we invite that heavenly response. It makes it more powerful when we do our part. What restricts the touch of God are the limitations of your mind and a lack of desires with your soul. So God waits for us to seek this holy communion. An individual and intimate experience available for every soul, for each one of us. But in this world, few acknowledge this because the world is filled with many thoughts and energies and conditions all around us that we are assailed with every day that are not of God. So Kia says it requires effort to rise above the conditions of this world to a place where you may meet the Creator in all the beauty and glory and simplicity and power of love. That place of deep peace is like a wellhead of His love that pours forth so that you may drink and quench the thirst of your soul. Beloveds, drink now. Open yourselves to this holy gift that your souls long for, that may be changed irrevocably by the touch of love. As you receive this gift, many blessings pour forth to bring healing and alignment and joy. All of this is given in response to a simple prayer that is deeply felt. May you be blessed, beloved souls, in the light that is with you now. May you be touched with the awareness of how very much you are loved. May you see with the eyes of your soul the beauty and glory of God's creation. Blessings, blessings, beloved children. God bless you. I am Kia, and I love you. So thank you, Kia, for this beautiful message. And now we're going to rewind the clock. Can you imagine Al at the age of 23? His hair is down to here. He's skinny as a rake. And off he goes. He'll tell you how he came to go. And he meets up with the psychic surgeons in the Philippines and has the most dramatic experiences that change his life and my life and all. So over to Al.
Thanks, Jean. Our mission at the First United Spirituals Church is pretty much twofold. One of them is healing, and the other one is mediumship. So those are the two main activities that we engage in the church. And it's unfortunate that we can't meet together in that beautiful sanctuary of the church, because when you enter into that building, you can feel the healing energies that are there. You can feel the peace that's there. You can feel the spirit that's there. So hopefully soon the church will be opening up. I think the powers that be are starting to realize that they can't hold it back any longer, that, we may get there, sooner than we think in terms of being able to come together. 1975, that's a long time ago. Some of you weren't even born. Yes, I was a young man. I think I was 22, actually. And at the time, there was a talk show host who was very popular on Vancouver radio, who was speaking about the psychic surgeons of the Philippines. I mean, this is a very conservative fellow. He's, conservative in his politics. And, of course, these talk show hosts are full of opinions and, you know, they're challenging to people and whatnot, but man, he was into this psychic surgery, and it was all the rage in Vancouver. There was the talk of the town. And I had two friends. One had polio when he was a baby, and the other one had cerebral palsy. So they both wanted to go down and see what this is all about. And of course, I said, well, you can't go without me. I'm going to go too. And we had looked into, together as friends, we'd looked into other healing modes. We're part of a thing called Jore, which is kind of the forerunner to
Reiki.
the Reiki movement now, you know, and so we had done this together, and, you know, I was always interested in psychic things, and healing was something I had a innate interest in because I knew that I had a healing gift. So anyway, we went down there. It was a big trip to go down, the first out of the continent kind of trip that I had been on as a young man. As Jean says, I had long blonde hair, and
He
the
had
skinny little
hair.
guy wore a t-shirt and cut off jeans. And when I walked down the street in Manila, people would stop and stare slack-jawed at me. So I was a bit of a sight back then, you know, maybe not really handsome and whatnot, but certainly different looking. And so we met this woman called Thelma, who was a psychic surgeon, and she wasn't a big name. Most of the big names down there worked in a place called Baguio City, which is not where Manila is. It's kind of resort town up in the hills. So anyway, she worked in the neighborhood in Manila, and she's recommended to us by somebody who'd been down there. And she met us in a hotel room in Manila. And we had to go from what would be the equivalent of New Westminster to downtown Vancouver. And traffic in Manila was horrendous. I mean, it was just, you know, I was in culture shock for the first week. It was such a different experience there. I think Manila now is more like your usual modern city, but back then it wasn't anything like I'd grown up in Vancouver. And anyway, and we were eating different foods, and I got Montezuma's Revenge on the way down to the hotel. And it was very uncomfortable, and the traffic was very slow. So we finally got there, and, you know, we kind of rushed up to the room, and I was anxious to get to that room. And when I got there, somebody was taking a shower, so I couldn't even get to the toilet. Anyway, that's kind of my, you know, the first introduction. And Thelma was a little sort of middle-aged woman, kind of plain-spoken, and she was working on people in this hotel room, putting them on a hotel bed and doing different things. And I'm seeing this for the first time. I did get to the toilet, by the way. I was feeling a little better after that.
TMI, dear.
And I'm looking at this, and I couldn't believe my eyes, because I could see her going into people's abdomens, through their eyes, opening up their arm, and doing, you know, if there's something wrong there, etc. So it was a very, very physical manifestation of healing. And I was a little freaked out, I have to admit, because I knew what to expect, but then when you actually see it in action, it's mind-blowing. And here, you know, as I say, a young man, I haven't really been around that long, you know, to see a lot of things, and this was just out of this world. But anyway, she worked on my friends first and asked, you know, what they needed doing, and she did a few manipulations and whatnot, and went into, I think, my one of my friends in the stomach area, and you could see fluid and blood kind of squirting out as she's working, but they're not feeling anything painful. They're kind of quiet and at peace. And then they worked with the other friend and, you know, similar kind of things. And then she turned to me and so, you know, what do you need? And I said, oh, I'm good. You know, like I'm a healthy 21-year-old, 22-year-old guy. I'm good. And they both piped up and said, well, since being here, he has sinus congestion. I used to have chronic sinus congestion at the time. I said, okay, well, I'll deal with that then. So she kind of took me and threw me on the bed because I was kind of reluctant. She took her baby finger and rammed it up both nostrils. I mean, right up into my nostrils, which felt very odd, but not, again, it didn't hurt. But it's like, oh, you know, this sensation of, you know, this kind of invasion of your sinus cavities. But in the next week, I had postnasal drip and I never had sinus problems again. So, I mean, that's, you know, 40 some odd years later. So anyway, that began our relationship with Thelma. Thelma got from her spirit guides that she was not to charge us for any of the stuff that she was to do, that she would see us privately and that she would work on all of us. So we had, I don't know, we were there for a month. So, you know, it wasn't every day, but some days we had a couple of sessions with her, other days not any sessions. But over the months, you know, it was 50, maybe 60 different operations. And she did, for me, one of the first things she did was open up my abdomen. And as I said, I'm looking down at my gut and there's fluid spraying out and some blood and kind of spraying over my abdomen. And it was very visceral, you know, but I laughed because it tickled. It's like, you know, when you tickle somebody's gut, it kind of felt like that. And it was very dramatic. And she brought out clumps of dark matter out of my gut.
McDonald's.
Well, maybe it was McDonald's. I don't know what it was, but anyway. And she said to me specifically, she said, you know, and I knew this, I knew I had a gift of healing. I had discovered this before that time. She said, you know, you have a gift where I could train you and you could do this work. And there was a woman there from the States who was a little older than me. And she said, Anne, you should marry this woman. And the woman looks me up and down, skinny little me, and says, I'm not going to marry him. And I thought, okay, well, so I had a decision to make, whether I was going to stick around or not. Of course, my mother and friends in Canada are a little freaked out because, you know, we're kind of telling them what's going on. And, you know, of course, can you believe this? You know, it's very, very different. And so anyway, she said, I'll prove to you that you can do this. So what I'll do is I'll guide your finger into your friend's eye. And I said, oh, okay. And the friend was saying, okay, well, I guess I'll go with this. So I felt her, she goes into trance. So, you know, she's a medium, right? She gets prepared. She often sang Ave Maria. You could see the spirit overshadowing her. I was, you know, sensitive enough at the time and psychic enough, I could see it all happening. And when I put my finger in my friend's eye, she touched my elbow and you could feel the energy flowing through my hand. Very, very palpable. And yes, I went into his right eye. And I could feel the eyeballing around into the musculature in the back and that kind of warm gooiness of, you know, the body and whatnot. And it was, I actually kept my eyes closed because I couldn't bear to watch, but I could feel it with my finger. And anyway, so she proved, and then she said, well, I can do that with your friends too. So one of my friends put his finger into my eye and all that. So this was a proof of of the power and the capacity of this sort of healing. And there were many things that happened, and I could, there were opportunities where I could actually see, oh, one of my friends, the one that had cerebral palsy, he walked like pigeon-toed because he used canes and his knees were permanently bent. So says, oh, I'll fix that. So I saw her open up the back of his knee. You could see the tendons and the muscles back there. She had long fingernails, and she took her fingernail and cut the tendon. Then she took her hands and put them back together, but stretched them out. And she did that on both sides. And of course, he got up and he was walking upright. No pain, no blood, no nothing. So it was an amazing experience. I mean, to have such a visible and visceral psychic experience at such a young age, I mean, it influenced my whole spiritual journey from then on, because I saw the body and physicality as something way different from what we think it is. And I could see that, matter can be manipulated. Things are not solid. Of course, scientists say things are not solid, but when you live in a material world, you kind of assume this is solid, that's solid, and everything's, as you perceive it with your five senses, but it's not the case. That, with the energy that this Thelma was working with, she was able, my theory was, she is able to divide the cells in the body, and so they would separate, and she's able to go in and do so without causing pain. And she could go in anywhere into your body and right in there, it was, she'd bury her hand right in your body, things like that. And I know, people have maybe done a study of this, and the skeptics say, oh no, they palm things and they make it look like they're going to your body, but they're not, and all of that. Well, I would beg to differ. There are always charlatans and people that will fake it, but this woman was the real McCoy. She always wore short-sleeved shirts or dresses, and where can you palm stuff? But she'd always bring something out of your body, something dark, it would look like dark cells or gooey masses or whatever it was, but it was, her hands would draw the inharmonious matter in your body out. She could clean out your lungs from all that tar and all that kind of thing. It was just amazing.
And Gary,
And one friend had terrible acne, just terrible. It was all over his face, and it was, pretty gross. But she said, I'll fix that. So she just took her hand and wiped it all off. And she had actually at the time a medical doctor with her, because she was observing this and wondering how she did it. And the doctor said, you're just going to reinfect his skin by doing that. Well, he never had acne again. So that was another amazing thing. And there were many others. I'm not going to go into that. But what I want to talk about as well is that healing energies are everywhere, and each one of us can be a healer if we have faith. I mean, when you talk about faith healing, what you're talking about is a belief that healing can happen through an individual to another individual. And you have to have two receptive parties, one who's the receiver and one who's the giver. And I believe you have to aspire towards higher sources of energy. And also the earth itself has a magnetic white light that is a healing energy. And we learned that with this Joy experience I had right at the beginning of my spiritual journey. So the earth is full of healing energy. The heavens are full of healing energy. God is full of healing energy. And all of these things can be tapped into if we're open and receptive to being that channel. And each individual will have their own way of doing it, their own possibility of being a channel and their own gifts. Some are very good at helping people just be at peace, to calm down. Other people have a healing gift to help with physical things, whether that be a broken bone or, cancer or something like that. We all will manifest that gift in our own ways, but I would encourage everybody to explore the possibility of being a channel for healing in the world, because there's a lot of need out there. I mean, the conditions of the world aren't great. I mean, look at what's going on. And many people are suffering from one physical ailment or another. So wouldn't it be wonderful if we could sidestep all the medical procedures and the pills and the hospitals and all of that? If we could put all that out of business, I think it'd be great. I don't think the medical profession would be too happy about it, but like humanity would be a lot better off. But so if we all thought of ourselves as healing channels, and also to receive healing personally through prayer and meditation, then I think we can get closer to that utopian ideal of having harmony in the world. And so I hope through what Jean has had to say and what I've had to say might inspire you all. And as I say, healing is a major part of the First United Spiritualist Church. And we have healing after our services. If we were speaking at the church right now, I'm sure I would have volunteered to do some healing on people, and other people would too. But we can't do that today. And so we'll go on with the rest of our service.
Thank you, dear. And over to Darlene for another song.
All right, I hope it's not take me as long as last time. Just bear with me. Thank you.
Consider all the worlds thy hands have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder. Thy power throughout the universe displayed. When Christ shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. Then I shall bow in humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou
Elvis is alive. He is. He is. I love that hymn. And now we would like to, the angels willing, have a demonstration of mediumship. And I see everyone's muted. So please just feel free to make yourself as comfortable as you like. And if you like, invite the presence of a celestial angel guide to pray with you. When they come, they help us open up our souls. And I always find that really helpful. And as Kia was suggesting, you may wish to meditate on the colors, whatever you feel drawn to, whether it's red for vitality, blue for the mental healing and peace, gold to help you bring the love of the Creator into your soul, or the white light for your spiritual growth. And join me in prayer. Oh, gracious God, we thank you for this magnificent and diverse world that you have created for us and our precious, precious Mother Earth. May we tread lightly each day of our lives, and may our souls rise in ascendancy over our material minds. Help us keep our minds still and listen to your promptings within our soul. Help us to receive all the blessings you intend for us, the loving and healing energies of light and truth and guidance. Oh, we thank you. We thank you for this beautiful day and all our blessings. We ask you to draw in our loved ones, and may the healing energies flow out to those in need, and may each one of us be used as a channel for your light and your blessings in this world. We thank you. Amen.
Great blessings to you, my friends. I am Confucius. The universe of God's creation is filled with vast resources of energies, which each and every one may avail themselves and receive what it is that they need for peace of mind, for health within the body, for a soul filled with love. These things are created by God to benefit the universe so that it may strive towards greater harmony, and that each beautiful soul that God has created may know the harmony of life, fulfilled and full of light. May each one of you, precious and beloved souls, creations of God, come to know the blessings of God upon you, and come to feel his hand, his touch, bringing peace and upliftment and light. And may your souls come to know the great blessing of his love. For it is his love that brings the mightiest healing of all, the great blessing that transforms the soul. And in this transformation, all that is of you is transformed with it. Beloved and beautiful friends, be sure to be in harmony with all that is of God and God's creation. For it is in this way that you avoid the disharmonies of the earthly life. Come to God in simplicity, in trust, and ask to be blessed. For in this way you open the portals of his blessings upon you, beloved souls. These vast resources available to every human being and every spirit. Blessings to you, beloved, beautiful, shining lights. May you continue to grow in light. May you continue to discover the wonderment of the universe and all that is within it. And find yourselves in harmony with all things, all blessings. And may God touch you deeply, beloved souls. Touch you with grace. Touch you with peace beyond understanding. Touch you with his love, so deep and powerful. Beloved souls, may you be blessed. Blessed. God bless you. I am Confucius. My love for you is great. God bless you. We thank you, dear and beloved God, for all that you are and all that you've created, for bringing us together today, that we may continue to grow in our spiritual natures and abilities, that our souls may open to all that is possible, that our gifts may flourish in the light. Keep us close to you, dear God. Guide us, show us the way beyond the conditions of this world to that higher place and higher self, which we'll see and know, hear and understand all that is of your creation. Thank you, dear and beloved God, and know that we love you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Darlene, and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Ellen Jean. What an amazing service. And you always uplift our hearts and souls. And it was a great pleasure to hear Confucius and the beautiful music you've chosen. Thank you for all you do to contribute this wonderful love and energy in the world. And can sure use lots of that. At the end of our services at FUSC, we have our favorite hymn, which is "Let There Be Peace on Earth and Let It Begin with Me." And I'd like to thank everyone who's joined us today and that will join us remotely or watch this replay. God bless each and every one and all your loved ones and our world. And we'll leave that the service with that beautiful song. Thank you very much for coming today.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you. Bye.